Hey there. Okay, so gonna be making a full-on guide. This is not scripted at all, so I don't know how is it going to be, but I'm just going to go over everything that I know about Hyperfy. I've been in Hyperfy building stuff, interacting with people for a couple of months now. I really like it, and I think I have a good enough overview of what you can do in here. This is an open metaverse platform where you can own worlds, spaces, and then you can build anything that you want in there, and it's super easy to build as opposed to how building in other platforms is. Okay, so this is the main landing page, and in here it's really lean. So you see all the worlds. Well, not all the worlds. You can see 100 worlds in there, but there's more than 100 worlds currently public. And then you have the button for minting now. This is because not all worlds have been minted yet. So there's a supply of 10k, and I think we got about 1500 to 2000, somewhere around that, worlds that have been minted. So there's still plenty that haven't been minted just yet. Okay, so the worlds that you're gonna see here, now I'm recording in the morning, so there's nobody right now, but sometimes usually there's more than just one person in a public world. So the way that you're gonna see the worlds in here is that at first you're gonna see the worlds ordered by how many people are currently live in that world, and then the rest you're gonna see the worlds with the latest updates. So updates can be from visiting to changing something in the world. And you got in here the OpenSea, the OpenSea link to the Hyperfy worlds, their Discord, and their Twitter. And then in here you'll see the Connect Wallet button, and then if you click on it, you connect and so on. You'll be able to see your worlds, which are the ones that you own or the ones that you have editing access to or disconnecting your wallet. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And yeah, at the bottom you got the documentation. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is jumping into one of my worlds. It's completely empty, and then we're gonna go through all the things that you can do in the worlds that you have editing access to. So first thing, all worlds by default come with no sky but a grid on the ground, but this grid can be removed as well. On the bottom left you got the chat, and it is as simple as hitting enter, typing something, then hitting enter again, just like you do in any game, right? And whatever you type is gonna also appear on top of your head. Alright, so on the bottom right you have a menu, and the things that you got in here, you can press escape to swap between moving around like this in your camera and so on, or having your mouse free so that you can click on things on the interface. So the first thing is the microphone. So there's voice chat, and a lot of people use it in here in Hyperfy. Still, the platform is fairly new, so there's only a few people at the same time that you're gonna encounter probably, and they are pretty friendly so far. So yeah, people are using voice chat a lot. Then you got the backpack or inventory icon, so you can click on it, and what this does is basically searching in your wallet if any of your NFTs have BRMs within the metadata under BRM URL. So any avatar that you got in there is gonna appear in here, so it's pretty quick to pull up and equip. So I'm just gonna click on this one, for example, Fly Frogs, and it's gonna appear in here. Okay, so this is the small window that you see just before clicking on an avatar like I did, or importing a BRM. And what you can see in here is a preview, then you have a performance ranking, and you can see in here that we have file size, triangles, draw calls, and bounds. So Hyperfy, you got it in their docs documented. They got a ranking system for you to know if the avatar that you're importing, you're using, it's well optimized. And this matters because whenever you're in a world and there's many people jumping in, gets crowded, it gets really important that the avatars are optimized. If they're not optimized, eventually people are not gonna be able to run around properly, they're gonna lag out and so on. So it's important to keep it optimized. Like, remember, we're on the web. This is not a 100 gigabytes application that you just download it and then install and you're running. No, this is on the web, so we gotta be conscious on that. So yeah, highly recommended to have and be using very optimized avatars. Okay, so I got two buttons in here. I have equipped or try on. So the difference in here is that if I click on try on, if I jump into another world, I use refresh the page or anything, that avatar is not gonna stay with me. I'm gonna be back to the one that I was using previously. If I hit equip, I'm going to be keeping it across worlds, meaning that if I jump from this world to another world, it's gonna stay with me. Just gonna go for try on. And real quick, I also want to show on the voice, if your avatar has plain saves, it's gonna track your voice like this, and it's super cool to do this. Okay, so if you don't mind, guys, I'm gonna go back to my, no, not this one, this one. This is my app. This is the one that I use a lot. So let's see if it loads. There it is. Okay, this is the avatar that I always use. I like it a lot. Alright, let's continue. So we have the profile kind of section, and in here you see the preview of the one that you're using. You can click on here to see the stats, and you can potentially remove the avatar if you don't want to use that avatar anymore, but you're wearing it right now. You can also set your name, change it in here, and then you can choose to change your avatar from here. So the avatar file format that is supported in Hyperfy is called BRM, and the ways to equip it are what we just saw on the backpack, but you can also have a BRM file in some folder in your computer, so you can just drag it and drop it in here. You can also click on BRM and it's gonna open a window in your computer, and then you can choose that file. You can also grab the URL of the BRM, wherever it's hosted, and you can place it in here, and you can disconnect your wallet, of course. Okay, I'm gonna leave the editing button for last in here, so let's go to this one in here. So what we can see is who's on the world right now. We're gonna get this little icon if the person has activated their microphone, and it's gonna light up if they're talking. And if I have admin or editing access to the world, I can also choose to kick or ban that person. So if somebody gets annoying, you can use that. Then on display, you can see you got first view or third view, although you can also change your camera point of view with the scroll wheel. Avatar visibility, this basically means how far can you want to go with loading others in your avatar. So unoptimized is like the option that you choose when you want to load absolutely everything, but keep in mind, if somebody happens to wear a 100K triangle avatar for some reason, you're still gonna load it and you're gonna lag out. So if you go to the right, you'll be closing that selection so that you only load. Now in here, I'm only going to load the ones that say heavy or better, so the unoptimized ones I'm not gonna see. And then to good, so for example, my avatar right now is good, so if I go to great. You'll see that I'm not loading my own avatar right now. Okay, and perfect will be like the most optimized avatars. Okay, so I'm gonna set it back to unoptimized, and then full screen. Yeah, you can enable it from here, or you can just press F. And then controls. So in here you can find everything that you can do. So you can move around with WASD just like you do in most games. And then yeah, interact with left click. You can run with shift, jump with space, double space to fly, enter to chat. Everything that you see in here. Cool thing, although most people use Hyperfy in web, in your desktop, in your computer, you can also get into Hyperfy from your phone through a web browser and through a VR headset in a web browser within the headset. So that's pretty cool. There's very few platforms that allow you to do that. Okay, last but not least, because this is the biggest one, editing mode. So I can click in here or I can just press tab. Okay, so what you gotta know is that building in Hyperfy, you do it with the apps. The apps are basically the building blocks of how you put everything together. What you can see in here is the list of the apps that I currently have deployed within my world. And before I go any further, notice that there's a save button. If I don't hit save when I leave my world, I'm not gonna keep the modifications that I did to the world. So keep in mind, like, I try to hit save pretty frequently. Okay, so the ones that I have deployed so far are just grid, which is this floor that I have in here, and then effects. So effects is basically choosing if you can fly, you can climb, and you can glide. So flying you can do from any device. So it's just being able to fly, of course. Climbing and gliding is only available on VR. So this is basically if you grab a wall, you can climb, right? In VR only, and you can glide if you extend your arms. Okay, so I'm gonna hit add, and this is where it's at. This is where you get to all the apps that you can use. There's so many apps that are native, and the developers are adding new apps from time to time. So we got a lot to cover in here. I'm gonna try to go as quick as possible just so that the video is not super long, I promise. So you got 3 tabs in here. As you can see, you got a store, wallet, and apps. So store will be all the native apps, all the apps that the developers have already developed or they have tested that they work as they should. So they're like, I guess, verified or validated. Then I can hit wallet, and I'm gonna be able to see all the NFTs on these 4 chains that I own that contain some sort of file. So this file can be a GLB, it can be a picture, it can be a video, it can be a GIF, and it's really cool to be able to deploy your NFTs just like that. Yeah, and uploads that will be coming from the SDK. They got an open SDK that developers can use to develop their own apps. So that's quite cool, and there's a lot of people doing that right now. Okay, let's go through the basics, then the tools, then the environment, and then the objects. All right, so first one is already a banger. It's web view. So this is basically a screen. As you can see, you can make it bigger or smaller if you wanna, like this, and you wanna keep the ratio making sense, because in the end this is a screen. All right, so in here you can basically put a URL, and then you're gonna be able to use this screen when you click it as a browser. So for that, I'm just gonna go to YouTube. This is another of my videos. This is a quicker review that I did. You can click on share and embed, and then you can grab this link right here. Okay, I can copy it, and then if I put it in here, there we go. We got the video going on, and as I said, if I click on it, I'm gonna be able to watch it right here. And if we're talking about, I'm just gonna grab one of our websites. You can see that you can also interact with it, so it's not only about watching a web, you can also browse the web that you got in here. So let me go like first person, click on here, and as you can see, I can basically use it as if I was doing that directly. And let me show you like this. Okay, this is a little bit too close. But yeah, you can navigate without a problem, like, and I think I'm gonna okay, I'm not able to, let me just delete it because I got way too close, so I cannot hit escape and click somewhere else outside of the web. Okay, let me do that again. So this is the website. So cool thing to know, you can choose the visibility of it, so you can go and do always on click on proximity, and this is really useful because if you say always, it's always gonna be up. And the cool thing that you can do, you can put in here a link to a live video. So let's just go for the classic lo-fi live or something like that. Let's grab this one. Okay, this is not a live video. This one is a live video. And I'm gonna, oh my god, I'm just gonna grab the same link right here, and since it's live, it should, there we go. So what I mean is that if the link that we have, it's a live link, people can get together and can watch the same thing at the same time, because in the end the link behind the web view, it's, yeah, it's a stream. Okay, so sometimes I wanna go for maybe proximity. You might wonder why. So basically, if I want to have a bunch of different webs like this, sometimes it's a little bit too much if they just start playing at the same time, right? Imagine that I have a bunch of these spread across the world, but what makes sense is only to be able to see and listen to the one that you're close to. So you can choose the distance, and that way only the one that's close to you is gonna allow that, it's gonna play. And if you hit on image, then you can put up an image that will appear whenever you're not close enough, you're not loading the web. There we go. Okay, so next thing, we got the screen. Screen is quite cool, can be really useful. I've seen this being used for people to show, like, teaching something on Blender or something like that. So if you notice, there's an extra button in here. So this is basically, you can create a screen so that you can screen share directly into people that are also in your world. So yeah, you can also customize this with the size, another thumbnail, the audio volume, if it's spatial or if it's global, and a frame, right? So I'm just gonna click on it real quick, and we're just going to go for, oh my god, there's many things in here. Where am I? Okay, so as you can see, I'm streaming into this screen right here, so this can be really useful to show stuff to people that are within your world. I'm gonna close it now. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, image, real quick, you can change the size, if it's double sized or one-sided, the frame and all that, the triggers, which I'll go over really soon. So you can just choose whatever file. I'm just gonna go for this guy again, and now I got my picture right here, but this picture does nothing, and it's double-sided, so maybe I want to make it one-sided, so that means I cannot see it from the other side, right? And you can use the trigger. So what is the trigger? It's basically having a trigger and then an event happening. So for example, if I go and click right here, I can just go for maybe open new tab and then a URL. I'm just gonna grab this one again. There we go. So what I basically made is that the trigger is somebody clicking the image itself, and then the action that is going to happen is that it's going to open a new tab, and this is the link that it's going to open. So I can just go right here, click, and then I'm opening that site that I said. Yeah, okay, and click here and I can just say click me, and then I got it right there. Okay, next one, models. So the format that is supported is GLB, and that you can either drag and drop the file into Hyperfy, or you can just do like I did, add in the app for the models and then choose the source. So in this case, I'm just gonna grab what GLB could be. Alright, this box right here. Yeah. So as you can see, I got a box in here, and move it around, of course. Really useful thing that people find out after a while in Hyperfy is that you can swap between the keys 1 and 2 to change between moving it around and rotating it. So this is really useful. So yeah, there we go. Okay, so you can change the scale. Let's go for 10 so that it's big, and I can just place it right there. And one cool thing, if the GLB has animation, I can turn it on right here, and I can make it so that it identifies the collision that it should have. So I can just jump right here, and yeah, now I have an object with collision, and if I turn it off, I'm gonna fall inside. Okay, and same thing, triggers, so you can hit on click or anything, and you can choose to do the same thing as well. Click to open, click to avatar. Okay, so yeah, I can click on the object itself, and it's gonna open that side. Okay. Models are a big deal, of course, because that's how you build your world. So this is an app that everybody uses, of course. Okay, audio, really self-explanatory. You can drop a MP3 or a URL taking you to an MP3, and I'm gonna choose, where is free music? Let's go for this one right here, and if I hit autoplay, it's gonna autoplay whenever I load the world. I can choose to play it and stop it right here. So for example, now I'm listening to it, and yeah, that's it, that's music. You can choose to make it spatial or global. So for example, if you only want for people that are close to the app itself that has a space within the world to be able to hear it, then you can choose the distance, rollout, and so on, instead of making it global like this, and then absolutely everybody within the world can listen to it. Okay, all right, next thing will be video. So in here you are able to upload an MP4, and I'm gonna choose one video of mine. Let's see, one that is not too heavy, hopefully. Let's see, that's a low. Yeah, this usually requires for the videos, there we go, for the videos to be fairly lightweight. So just gonna go for autoplay, loop, lead, not really. I can change the audio if I want to. Yeah, okay, I got two right here. But yeah, of course, as you can imagine, like, the cool thing about this is that the building blocks, the apps are really easy to understand, and you know, your imagination is the limit, so you can do many things with these apps. Text, real quick, just text. Let's change the color and the size. Okay, so yeah, text. And the text, you can also add triggers to it or anything that you want. Okay, another one, spawn. So this one should be, I had it removed, but it should be in any world. It's basically the starting point of anybody whenever they jump into your world, right? Whenever they load it up. So you can place it wherever you want. You can rotate it so that their point of view is different. And just for fun, I'm gonna put it right there on the sky and save, and then I'm gonna reload the world and show you that I'm spawning not in the ground but falling. There we go. Okay, and effects, I already went through it because it was already there, but yeah, you can choose to fly, climb, or glide, or if you don't want them to be able to do that, because sometimes you're making maybe a jumping game, so being able to fly will defeat the purpose, so you don't want that. Okay, sit. So what is sit? So it's just a simple app that you can click on, and then you're gonna have your avatar basically sitting. So I'm gonna put it like this, very self-explanatory. I'm gonna make it so that it's clickable, it has a label, okay, hint. This will be like the name, so I can say that is 1, and yeah, that's ready. So let's see, there we go. Of course, this is a box, but if you had a chair or a couch, it will make a little bit more sense. Okay, next one, stream. So this one is kind of similar to screen sharing, but you will use it if you're actually a streamer with a stream URL and so on. So it can also be a useful app. So instead of screen sharing your screen like we were doing on the previous one, this will be actually streaming from somewhere else. Platform. This is a cool one. So with the platforms you can do a lot. So you got this default model and platform going on with a set travel time, set starting point and end point, and you can make a lot of changes in here. So for example, I can add a model. I'm gonna add a GLB to this platform, so I'm going to go for, let's see, well, let's just go for the box again and make it, I don't know, 5 for example, and convex collision so that it catches the collision a little bit better. Travel time, I'm gonna make it a bit slower, and then instead of doing this travel, I want it to move like this, yeah, for example, and I want it to rotate 90 degrees for example, and I want it to stop for 2 seconds whenever it reaches one of the endpoints. Okay, so yeah, platforms. In other platforms, it's kind of like Metaverse platforms. It's kind of tougher to figure this out, but in here you got an app, a native app that does the job. Okay, where are we? Grabbables. Okay, I'm gonna go real quick with this one. This is just so you can make something that can be grabbed, of course. So let's go again for the box right here, and then this box I can grab, and I have it with me, and then I can put it back in the ground. There we go. Or I can put the box in the box, I guess. Okay, it's gonna take me to Crypto Avatar, so I'm just gonna leave it right here, and I'm going to remove the link just in case. Yeah, so yeah, look, I can grab it and I can put it Wait, right there. Okay, so now I have a box and a box. Okay. Avatar. Oh, this is an app that I like a lot, of course, because we do tons of avatars. We're about digital identity in our company. So, as I said, the file that is supported in Hyperfy is VRM, and I'm gonna drop one right here. Let's get the one and only, the most famous avatar in VR chat, I think, Cool Banana. Alrighty, so we got Cool Banana right here, looking at me, and I'm gonna make it collectible, and it's gonna display the model. So what it means is that I can click on it, and it's like equipping it, and then I'm Cool Banana. There we go. So the only thing that I will recommend, like if you don't want people to keep your VRM and use it across any other worlds, you can set it to collectible and not collectible. So that way, whenever you click on it, you can only see the try on button. You cannot see the equip button. Okay, and I'm going to go back to my app, which is right here. Okay. Next one. Oh my, there's so many apps, man. Okay, receiver. This is more of a technical one. It's basically to make it so that you can identify an NFT that somebody can potentially have in their wallet and make it so that it can trigger something. So that means if I want for people to have access to a certain section of my world, they can only do that through the receiver app, which will be making it so that one NFT in their wallet can be used to do that action specifically. Okay, camera. So cool thing that allows you to set up different points of view. So I'm just setting this camera like this, then I'm gonna call it camera 1. And it has a keybind already, shift 1. So what it means is that if I press shift 1, I'm in that point of view right now, and I can move around. And if I press shift 1 again, go back to my point of view. And if I go shift 1 again, I'm looking through the eyes of the camera. Okay, next we got the zone, and the zone is really useful to use as a trigger. So will be like this. I can change the size of it, like I can make it smaller like this, for example, or I can make it way bigger. So it could be 5 by 5 by 5. Oops, where is it? Oh, I just deleted the zone. Okay, let's just keep it like this. So I have this zone right here. And then what I can make it is that it has triggers. So for example, I can choose it to have a trigger whenever somebody enters the zone, whenever they leave the zone. So for example, if I want to enter and teleport, maybe, no, I don't have a place just yet. So let's do, let's set up a place first, because they go in sync really well. So the place app, I can be like, this is place 1. Okay, and then on the zone app, I can go to teleport and choose that one. So what that means is that if I get inside this zone, I'm gonna be teleported right here, like this. There we go. I don't know if you can notice, but I just did it. Yeah, and same thing, like you can choose the trigger to be whenever they leave the zone instead of whenever they enter. More. Discord, this is just so the activity happening within, like the chat happening within a world, it can be fed to a channel on Discord. Time trial, it serves you to set up timers. So if you're making a game that it's a parkour game and you wanted to track the time that it takes with triggers like the zone and so on, you can choose so that the timer starts and the timer ends. Pay, this is just an app to set up basically a paying or donation button. within the world. Minter is an app so that you can set up a trigger to a contract, a blockchain contract, so you can mint an NFT. And Place is what we just saw. We can use the Place app to set up places that can be potentially the places where people teleport to. Okay, moving to environments, we have emotes. So we have a few default emotes. Right now there's only 4. So now that I just deployed the emote app, it means that on the chat I can do wave/wave to wave. So I'm gonna get closer just so it's easier to see. Okay, again, we got wave, we got clap, we got sit, and we got dance. There we go. And these are all apps that are native, and as I said, with the SDK you can create apps yourself, so you can potentially make an app that it's a bunch of new emotes that people can do. Okay, lights. So it's setting up a light, of course. So I don't know if you can see it, but let's change the intensity to a bit more. So yeah, you can set up lights and have lights. But keep in mind that the lights are on the heavier side performance wise, so you want to keep it to as few lights as possible, if any. Sky. Okay, let's have something. We have had a black sky and a grid terrain for a long time already, so we're finally gonna be fixing that. Let's click on the sky app, and it's gonna load up a default sky. We have a few to choose from right here. So that way you can quickly set up a world and make it so that it looks nice without uploading any file or anything. You can choose from the defaults. You got this one right here, so it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool that you have a few options. Ducks 3, sundown 1, sundown 2, sundown 3, and then we get to the last one, custom. So we're back to the black screen, and this means that I can upload my own HDR and background. So for background, let me see if I got skyboxes, and I'm going to go for this one right here. There we go. So we got this skybox now, and I'm going to remove the grid just so you can see that it's 360. Okay, and we were on the sky. We can also upload a HDR, so I got one right here that is really easy to notice. There it is. So now I have my own custom HDR and skybox. Alright, Water. Water is an app that a lot of people are using as their default terrain just because it's really easy to deploy. Just click on it and set up the settings, and it looks cool already. Keep in mind, performance wise, you're basically having a mirror duplicating everything. So if performance is an issue to you, be careful with it. You can choose how big it is. You can choose the distortion, so I can make it so that it has even no distortion at all. So it's basically mirror, distorted mirror. Let's set it back to, let's go for 3. I can change the color, so we're still in need of a color picker within, but you can go to Google and just color pick and change it. So this will be white, this will be, wait, what? Okay, well, it's color white right here. But yeah, you can choose any color in here, and the speed of the water, let's bump it up to 1. So now we have really fast water going on, and you can of course like change the, yeah, we're drowning, yeah, so you can change the position of the water. Let me remove it because I'm going to show now the simple terrain. So this is like a pre-made default thing that you can choose to choose to use if you don't have a model that can act as a terrain. So you got a few options in here. You got the field, the desert, the island, and the moon. So let's go for moon because we want to go to the moon, of course. I'll leave it like this. And what else? We got the fog. So the fog is fog, of course. And you can choose to make it thicker, for example, like this. Yeah, so that way you get fog. It can be useful sometimes in your walls, just so that you're obfuscating what can be seen in your wall. Like maybe you want to hide whatever is far in the horizon. We got the grid. We already saw that. That's like the default terrain or grid. Yeah. Sun. You can have a sun right there. You can put it, and you can customize it a little bit. I don't see much people using it, honestly, but yeah, you can play around with it. And last but not least, we got the objects. So some of these apps, yeah, you got the portal and mirror first. Let's go for that. So portal, literally create a portal, and it can be a portal to anything. Let's just put in here another word. Yeah, I have hyperfy.io/hyperfy. You can set an image so that it shows what it is, even if it falls. But yeah, you can choose if whenever you cross the portal, it opens in a new tab or in the current one that you're at right now, and if the action is clicking or entering. So yeah, if I just go through it, then I'm gonna jump into this URL, and this URL can be anything. Like it can be my Twitter, for example. That also works. So you get this, and then let's do the mirror. So clicking on mirror, put this in here. I can change the size again, so let's just do double what it says in here. And it's a mirror that I can click on. There is a mirror. Alright, so the last ones that we got in here are apps by other people. So you gotta Connect 4 is called, yeah, Connect 4. You can play it. So you can be like, I'm yellow and I'm red and I'm yellow and I'm red and I'm yellow and I'm red and stupid. Yellow and I won. Okay. And you got the Mocha Rooms app. This is by the Museum of Crypto Art, and they created this Hyperfy app, and it's been made public, so you can load any of their CC0 rooms, buildings, right here, just by setting the token ID. So let's just do 2, and takes a little bit because it goes to their API to grab the building, and then supposedly we should get the room loaded. Oh, invalid. Okay, doesn't exist. One exists. No. It's loading. I can see it. I can feel it. There we go. Okay. So look at this. You got beautiful pieces of architecture just by choosing the ID. And it's curated, like you can choose if you want it curated or not. So yeah, pretty cool stuff that you can use. Have this kind of thing popping into your world. And the last one, Festy. Festy is an app to monetize advertisement online on digital worlds and so on, something like that, I think. So yeah, you get that. Alright, let's just go to the wallet thing real quick just to show you. You can have GLB uploaded, you can have videos. Where's the video? This is a video. So you got a video right here, happening. Pictures, of course, there's a million pictures in the NFT space, yeah, although I like avatars way more. And yeah, you can load, you'll find that you have so many things right here. And an avatar, yeah, so we got avatars right here as well. So you can load it up from your wallet tab, and it should load an avatar. It's not loading. I can tell you works often. Can we go to Polygon maybe? Oh my god. Well, yeah, I have so many random things in here. Okay, let's finish because I'm seeing that I've been recording for 46 minutes already. Oh my god, this is a long video. Okay, so the world settings, you can choose the picture that it has, the thumbnail, the title. When it loads, when you're loading the world, it's gonna say this, description. I'm not gonna put anything in here because if you have all of this filled, then it's gonna be public for everybody to see from the landing page. You can change the link, so I can choose whatever I want. That's why people, me included, are grabbing cool ones. Like I got things like /start, social, watch party, things like that. And you can choose for the voice chat to be either spatial or global, so being able to hear absolutely everything, everybody, or being able to only hear the people that are close to you. Collaborators, through the wallet address, you can add people as collaborators so that you can give access for them to edit the stuff in your world. You can set how many people you want maximum to be able to get into every instance of your world, and if you set it to, I don't know, a number and it gets capped out, like for example if I set it to 5 and then 5 people are in and then another one comes in, they're gonna see a different instance without the previous 5. And yeah, that's it. Many things, like in Hyperfy, it's super easy, super cool to build stuff. Anybody can do it. I'm not a 3D artist, I'm not a programmer, and I have managed to make some stuff in here. Just takes a little bit of imagination, so definitely highly recommended to check it out. And look, you can either mint a world, get a world, or you can find something that owns a world and ask them to give you permission to edit. That's something that I'm doing with people. Like I'm giving them access to some of my worlds to edit, just so they see how quick and easy it is to build before they spend any Ethereum at all. Alrighty, that's it.